My horse goes too fast. My horse won't slow down. How do I make my horse travel at the speed that I choose? We're going to go over that and more today. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you two exercises that when you do them together, they're going to help you teach your horse to rate his speed. If your horse goes too fast, this will slow it down. If your horse goes too slow, it'll speed it up. If your horse bolts, it's a great fix for that. The first thing that we're going to practice is turning the tail in order to change the direction of the horse. This is a simple exercise that not only gives you control over the horse that wants to bolt, but it also gives you ways to slow your horse down or to teach it later to rate its speed or to slow down without you pulling back and causing the horse to brace. Trot out 20 feet. Take the left rein in your left hand and pull the horse's head until you feel his hips travel to your right. That would be a massive change of direction, and that's what we're looking for. You want to apply whatever pressure it takes to cause that horse to move his hips, in this case, to the right. What you're looking for is a drastic change from those hips. You want it to step drastically to the right or drastically to the left. If you're traveling on a set of train tracks, think of a set of parallel train tracks. You want to put the pressure on that left rein that it takes to cause that hind end of your horse to step across and onto that second set of tracks. I want you to go forward 20 feet, pick up the left rein, ask those hips to swing drastically to the right, release the reins, trot forward another 20 feet, and repeat. Don't try to steer the horse. It's very important that you don't try to steer the horse, because every time you do, what you're doing is confusing the situation. Remember, all we're doing is teaching the horse that when you pick up the left rein, in this case, you want the hips to swing to the right. When you ask the horse to move his hips, when you ask the horse to swing those hips to the right or to the left, here's a tip that's going to help you out. If you're asking the hips to move to the right and you start with your left rein, begin by bringing the left rein out away from the horse by, let's say, a foot. Then bring your rein around in a nice smooth arc up and directly towards your right shoulder, towards your opposite shoulder. Oftentimes what happens, this is new to the horse, and so the horse resists. If you feel the horse pulling away from you, if you don't have enough strength with, for instance, your left hand when you're asking the hips to move to the right, don't be afraid to bring that right hand over, put it behind the left hand, and pull together. Do what it takes to move the hips to the right. Use both hands together. Remember, when you do this exercise, the one piece of equipment that you will need is a snaffle bit. Do not use a shanked or a leverage bit to get this done. A shanked or a leverage bit will cause the horse or force the horse to keep his body completely straight. A snaffle bit allows him to move more like a snake, more fluidly, and that's the movement that we need. Remember, if you swing the hips enough, if you cause that horse to swing his hips enough, he's going to have to stop. Remember, though, that when he does stop, you need to get him going back into the trot so that you can repeat the exercise. If the horse does stop, the number one thing that you need to remember is to not allow it to just stand there. If you allow the horse to turn his hips and then stop and stand, then what will happen is he will start to lean or he will start to relax. When he stops and leans or he relaxes, he is not in a position to do something right away again that you might want. We want to foster in the horse's head the idea, hey, stay tuned into me. There may be something I need again right away. Remember, what we're trying to do here is create a great riding horse, and a great riding horse stays at the ready. He can roll to the left, roll to the right, and the only way that he can do that he can be ready for your next request, is to stay in position. So in the same way that a boat changes direction from the rear, you are going to change direction repeatedly by swinging your hips to the right or to the left. I need you to trot around the arena for a solid 20 minutes, changing direction drastically every 20 or so feet. Remember, in between each time that this horse changes direction, you need to put the reins back down to tell the horse that's all you're looking for. You travel forward 20 feet. You change the direction 90 to 180 degrees. Repeat. Do this over and over and over for a solid 20 minutes. Take a break, then get back on the horse. Do it for another 20 minutes. When you can pick up a rein and you can cause your horse to move his hips to the left or to the right, to a small degree or to a great degree, you've actually done yourself as a trainer quite a favor. If you want your right lead, for instance, pick up the left rein, ask the hips to move slightly to the right, goose the horse forward, and you'll get that right lead every time. If you want to slow your horse down, ask the hips to move to the left or to the right. It's the same as throwing out an anchor as the boat is moving forward. It's also a great way to slow the horse without pulling back and causing him to brace. If you want to get diagonal movement, if you want to get sideways movement, ask the horse to swing his hips to the left and ask the horse to move his shoulders to the left. If your horse has just two speeds, stopped and bolting, then the exercises that I'm describing here are perfect for you. The next time your horse even thinks about bolting, pick up your left rein and ask for a giant swing of the hips to the right. You will immediately pull the power away from his rear end, which is where all the power, all the driving force comes from. So to begin working on speed control then, I want you to trot forward, pick up both reins and apply slight pressure to ask your horse to slow, or do what you normally do to ask the horse to slow down. And then one beat later, if the horse does not slow of his own accord, I want you to take one rein, let's say the left rein, and ask the hips to move across, let's say to his right. Make a big, giant, drastic turn with those hips, go forward, and ask again for the horse to slow using two reins. Repeat as necessary. It won't be long then when you cue the horse by picking up two reins and applying slight pressure, asking the horse to slow down, before he really will slow down on his own. Because the horse learns very quickly that it's far easier for it to simply slow down than to move his hips drastically to the right or to the left.